So today we're speaking on clarity. This is a very big issue for me because to me that is the goal and the purpose of everything that I do, to have more clarity in my life. To me, the most important thing is clarity, because if we lack clarity, then we are like a dead leaf that will blow this way, wherever the wind takes us, will blow another way, and it's easy to manipulate us then. It's easy to be programmed. And I think we're in the age of deprogramming. I think we're going through a major shift on Earth. Tremendous powers are being focused right now on planet Earth. And each and every one of us is called on to either enter the shift or go with whatever ensues. In other words, we are at our most powerful right now because we can choose what to do. And we cannot choose if we don't have clarity. And therein lies the issue. Clarity or lack of clarity. Why do I think this is so important? Well, let's go to Einstein for that, shall we? Who said the years of searching in the dark for a truth that one feels but cannot express, the intense desire and the alternations of confidence and misgiving until one breaks through to clarity and understanding, are known only to him who has experienced them himself. I love Einstein. I love everything about that man. There are certain people who have really had a huge impact on me. Some were my teachers, for whom I was extremely blessed and privileged to have been, with whom I was blessed and privileged to have had its teachers and being a student. And I also am very influenced by the Sufi masters. Why do I go to the Sufi masters and French philosophers and writers so much? Because I have a very intense desire for clarity. And this desire is what brings me here, right now, to this place where I'm doing this. My intention of these elegantly raw tidbits is to create clarity in our lives. Because I think once we have that clarity, all understanding of who we are and our own internal powers just bursts forth within us. And the confusion just trickles away. And we're no longer caught up in this place where confusion and chaos lies. We can see it happening in front of us, which is really at its highest levels right now, since I've been on Earth anyway, that I know of. And it's really important, I think, that when we approach a problem or an issue, we approach it with clarity. Now, how do we approach something with clarity? You cannot be clear in any way, shape, or form unless your body, the physical human body, is been rid of parasites. If you have parasites in your body, and majority of us do, some more than others, some of us have severe infestations. Unless we clear that up in the physical body, there's no place in our mental and our emotional bodies where we can have any form of clarity. So purification is important. Purification on all levels. Purification of the mind, the body. Purification of our thoughts or emotions. There's a difference between cleansing, purification, and detoxing. And next week I'll be addressing all those three and the differences between them. And there really is a big difference. However, to purify the mind is what I think is most important, because that leads to clarity. But one cannot purify the mind until the body has been detoxed. Not cleansed, but detoxed. So this is why it is so important right now that each and every person decides for him or herself whether or not to detox. And if so, which route to go. Every summer I detox. Actually, it starts in the spring with me doing a detox from parasites. And by parasites, I also, yes, mean candida, what some people call yeast overgrowth. And it's very important, I think, while detoxing, to also rehydrate ourselves. Both must go together. So there are many people right now who are fasting, and that is the highest level of purification. And it's very important right now to purify in all levels. Why? Because the universe is a very noisy place. Just think of it, really. Right now, you hear me speaking, but there are also other noises around you. You might be hearing traffic, a dog barking, a cat meowing, a squirrel scuttling someplace. You might be hearing horns blowing, but you might hear even those blowers that people sometimes use to clean up, rake leaves and things like that. You might be hearing the television on, you might be hearing music in the background, but there are other noises as well. Right now, as we are here listening to me and doing this, there are people who are being murdered and screaming at the top of their lungs. There are people being raped. There are babies crying. There are people dying and letting out huge gulps as the soul departs the body. There are accidents happening. Trains coming to a screeching halt. Cars hitting each other. There is thunder somewhere in the world. Thunder and lightning making tremendous noise. There are fires raging, creating their own noise. There are waterfalls tumbling down. There are rivers rushing to the ocean. There's wind blowing at top-notch speed somewhere. So all these noises are going on right now. But don't we live in a very generous universe that we are not subjected to all this noise all at once? Why? Because the universe is a very generous and loving place, and it knows that if we are bombarded with all these noises all at once, with galaxies crashing and the earth moving, that we would not be able to have any clarity in our lives whatsoever and sustain our growth and our evolvement on earth and our evolution here. And that is why it sequesters us so we do not hear all the noises all at once. Isn't this an incredible universe that we live in? Yes, and we also must join with the universe and rid ourselves of all the noise that constricts us and that pollutes us. Noise pollution is something that's so important to address, and that is why I invite you all today to go into silence. I would like you to listen to Deepak here as he says, inner silence. This is my teacher, Deepak Chopra. Inner silence promotes clarity of mind. It makes us value the inner world. It trains us to go inside to the source of peace and inspiration when we're faced with problems and challenges, and that is why I suggest that each and every one of us takes time, quiet time each day, just to be with ourselves. Whether it's walking by a lake, sitting quietly about a mountainside, listening to a tree. Take some quiet time for yourself in order to create clarity in your life. Take the noise away, move away from the noise, expel the noise, and all the noise mongers, of which we are many, and just take some quiet time to go inside and be peaceful. You'll find clarity there. Now we'll be talking more about clarity tomorrow and the day after as well. This is just the first part. So I invite you all to listen to Tagore, one of my Sufi masters. Let us not pray to be sheltered from dangers, but to be fearless when facing them. So the dangers lie outside of us, yes, but only because we've created them on the inside already. So we must go internally and do as Tagore says, be fearless when facing these dangers. And that is why I invite you to go internally, because that's where all our power lies, and that's where you'll find the clarity. When we become powerful, it means we have a tremendous amount of clarity in our lives, and we're clear about our vision here, our path here, and what we're meant to do. So until tomorrow, or next time you can join me here, same place, same channel. I suggest you read something by Tagore if you possibly can, because I have found that his own sense of clarity has been a pathway to an open door for me.